I've decided to stick with the kit ones. I can't be asked.
That's not the attitude.
No, it is.
Want it.
Just make sure you're not front door. Yes.
I did have a go at it, but I was just like, oh. And then it's like, it's not just multi-sales, you're then going to build all the cross members, whatever they're called.
You could have cut the sails off the crosses, couldn't you, and then use them, but yeah, I agree with you.
Principle, it's a good idea, but to be honest, the plastic sails are not horrible. Alright. Sorry.
Hello and welcome. I haven't even put it on the thing yet. Hold on. We're not behind. It's just we start on time. Hold on. I need to grab the code and put it in the forum because the forum hasn't got it yet. So Andy's little page he's put up. Let me just put this onto here. Talk about yourselves for the minute, everyone.
It's all right. It's a relaxed Saturday.
Yes,
we do what we want. We do what we want on a Saturday.
Absolutely. We're not on the payroll.
No. No.
Okay, hold on. Let me just pop this in here. Paste. No, that's the wrong one. It's that code. No, we don't want that one. So that's definitely the wrong code. Hold on. We need the URL, and then we can just drop that seamlessly into the forum. And we go like that. We should see ourselves. Theoretically. Yay!
That's it. Seamless.
Seamless. There we go. So hold on, I'll just put it on the main site as well. Yes, it was a little bit lastminute.com. How's it going then, guys?
Very well.
Fantastic.
Been very productive.
This is where I blow the system trying to do 8 things at once, but hey ho. Here we go. Log mode. Add. Come on. Add post. My famous Mr. Bean. Work, you bastard.
The numbers are slowly ticking up.
Yes.
I was going to say, I'm in our chat and it's mainly us.
It just does, because nobody knows.
There's a couple of people on.
There is a few people.
Simon and Martin's.
Simon, Martin, Clive and Mark I've got on mine, unless more are filtering in.
It's going up one person every couple of seconds on the
Oh, another one.
55 now.
It's up. Oh,
There we go. Look, now people are coming in. Right. As soon as I do this, let me upload this and I'll stick it on social media as well that we're up. And we'll be fine.
Keep them on their toes.
Well, this is it.
That's it.
Everybody will be rushing home from the shop, so I don't know the way anyone's.
Yeah, they're not allowed in the shops. Get out of the shops. Hold on then. That's it. We'll go like that. And we'll go Facebook.
While you're fiddling with that, I'll answer Simon's question to us. They haven't got any, Simon, not the Italeri boxings of the Tamiya kit, because I did ring up to find out for you. To be honest with you, somebody did say, is it the FB Club up do one, don't they?
Well, we don't know what you're on about. What you're talking about.
A chaffee tank. He wants a chaffee tank. If he did ask about the Tamiya one, which is Italy Reeboks. So I did ring up and they ain't got any. And to be honest with you, being Italians, I don't know if they'll get any. They did say they might do, but...
I knew you'd phoned up because I did see his question the other day, and I knew you'd phoned up, but I didn't. I think I saw it yesterday evening, and
yeah,
I wasn't sure what answer you'd got.
Which one do you want? Because I think, is it FE Club who do it or Bronco? I can't remember which one do one.
FE Club do one, don't they?
It's FE Club because they do the British one, a US one, and late after war one, which is like Indo France or something.
Well, no, Bronco. You're
Is
right.
it Bronco do them? Yeah, it's Bronco, isn't it?
Dunno.
Right, I think that's it. I think we're all right. We're all across the airwaves.
Right, we'll see what we can do, Simon. But yeah, to be honest, the Bronco one would be I want to go for anyway, rather than the Italeri one.
Yeah,
It's a lot newer mouldings, and I've got one up on the roof of mine, I think. So yes, leave it with us. Oh look, more people.
Phil, why don't you promote Mac 2? I did. I built their bloody kit last year. What more do they want? It took a little bit of thing, right, to cut it in quarters almost. But yeah, I did build the kit. There's a full video build on that one. Don't promote. I even built their kit. That's a better than a promotion.
Yeah, there's a...
Hello from Buenos Aires.
Hello.
Hello. Truly international today. Right, well, sorry, apparently I spammed everybody's YouTube yesterday. I wasn't aware everyone would get notifications, but a couple of people have mentioned it now. When I didn't know if you put, well, it's not even 40, it's more than 40, because it's 40 videos I put up, and then most of them are sort of 5 or 6 parts. So yeah, there was a couple of 100 notifications apparently being thrown around. I wasn't aware every time you did something, you get a notification. That's what you get for doing the old like and subscribe bell thing. So if you haven't seen it, there's like 40 full video builds now that are free to watch on YouTube. They are the older ones, to be honest. They're like sort of 10 years old, but olden but golden. So yes. Would we promote it to the skit? There's nothing wrong with that kit. It's a fantastic kit. I miss it dearly. It's quite good actually, because when I walk in, it's down the other side. So it's like your line of sight as you walk in. It does look very impressive from 9 feet away.
That's all that counts, doesn't it?
That's it. It's all you need, isn't it? Don't need any more.
What more do you need?
Right, down on here. Let me just make sure that seems to be all okay. It's all fine. Let me just check the site. Sorry, when we do this, it's proper lastminute.com, literally.
Yeah.
Because I think I came through the door with 2 minutes too, so yes, that's it. That's okay. Let me check the old fuzz book and whatnot. -21 in Canada.
Wow.
There you go, you see.
It's the same kit, moulded in the same factory. It's just a different boxing, I think, for the Tamiya and Italeri half track.
Yeah.
They just send over the sprues and Tamiya box them up. So it's the Italeri quality one. So
right, we are good. Apparently.
US version. I'm going to add a US version to one to the basket mat.
okay. Fair enough.
Cool.
Anyway, right. So plan of action. Overheads on and building. That's what we're going to do, innit?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes, and just waffle and talk rubbish because we're good like that.
As usual. But while we're on, look, let me just give you a sneak peek of what I've been up to. The video has started.
Brace yourselves, everyone.
Brace yourselves for a video.
Strap yourselves in. Oh, God,
Hey.
what is up with the camera angles today? Oh, I know why. It's because we have Pranjit on. Hold on a minute. Let me get a full screen of you. Let me just chop heads off.
Oh, it's all right. Chop them off. Get rid of them. Am I on?
Yeah, go.
So there you go. So yeah, I started on the video build for the E-Type this morning.
Go on then. Tell them all what you told me.
It's great. I know. I can't believe I'm saying it. But it really is a nicely moulded design kit. And I can't recommend it enough, to be honest. But yeah, you'll have to watch the vid. But yeah, it's really, really nice. The engine's just dry placed in because I was fixing the drive shaft in there. But yeah, highly recommended.
So there you go, everyone. Revel. So look, in the we've only been going on air, what now, 10 minutes, and we've already said that Mac 2 are nice, and so's Revel.
Right, that's it. We need to go quick.
That's it. We've done our bit. Our work here is done. Yes, we don't want to jinx it.
No.
Oh, you've put an order in today, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah. Correct. We'll be putting another one in soon, probably.
I see you've got the big birds as well from the.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought, can't wait any longer.
No.
How much are the Flory Models grit sticks? Is that a new name for them? They are, depending where you are on the planet, around about £5.50, unless we're doing specials and things where they're £5. But if you get the 10-pack, you basically get a pack free. The starter set one. So, yes.
Yeah.
I highly recommend if you are starting. Why is that mode? Sorry, you don't want to see all that. That's all my stuff in the background there. Let me get rid of that. And we go to that mode. And so I'm having to do it manually today.
Timothy's 52nd birthday today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What a way to spend your birthday, watching us.
Mm.
Your PayPal thing, sure, that's no yours.
Yeah, there you go. So get that one. $9.99 and you get that lot in it. So you get lots and lots of sanders. It's all of those. So if you're starting out and you don't know what to get, that's got everything that we do.
Available from all good shops near you.
Mm.
Or not.
Or not. Well, there are some other options.
Right. Basically available from us or Phil.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless you're in the US.
Yeah, unless you're in the US, yeah.
Can you advise me, is there a model of Marine One presidential helicopter?
No.
Didn't Asagawa do? Asagawa.
I tell you, do one, but it's the really thingy one, the one I built, the H-34.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the thingy one, yeah.
The gallery model X, what Trump is doing, that's one. But if you want like a stretched Sea King,
The old, yeah.
So those Sea Kings are now like 50 years old, aren't they?
I say, why haven't they upgraded it to like a Sea Hawk or a...
Well, no,
Well,
they do. The marine ones as well, that they slip into the back of transports. They use the Black Hawk type ones. Yeah, well, don't forget, they had a bit of problem over that. Because originally they were going to buy the EH-101, our Merlin, but it's called the Heron Export. But that all went tits up years ago because Italy did a boxing of it, didn't they?
Oh, right.
Because there was one all mocked up for it. But apparently Congress threw a Benny because it was like a European helicopter because it's Augusta Westland, isn't it? So, and it was going to be licensed built over there, but they weren't happy about having the US presidential helicopter being technically a British stroke Italian design. So anyway, apparently they're having the S-62 now, which is what our Coast Guard helicopter is over here, isn't it? It's what we use.
Okay. Why don't you have like a super jolly green giant thing?
Well, this is it. I thought they were going to use Ospreys. I thought
Yeah,
that was the plan.
Osprey.
I'm sure I saw one of them going out to a carrier once, but perhaps they're going to replace the sort of Black Hawks with that particular type. But you think it'd be better because it's quicker. So, don't know.
I mean, it only flies between the White House and Edwards Air Force Base, doesn't it?
Yeah, it don't go far. But apparently it's safer, isn't it? So they don't have to drive across Washington and cause chaos.
Yeah.
Right. Is that the...
Because otherwise, you know, they might stop off at McDonald's for a Coke.
I was going to say, I'd imagine landing an Osprey at the White House would be quite a sight, wouldn't it?
Wow. It's all right. They keep putting those little big plates out, don't they? So they don't put holes in the lawn.
Thought the NF11 were in stock.
That's what I'm just looking.
And I think the A4C is coming in, isn't it? Isn't that why I ordered this morning?
Just to, obviously the guy's talking about, I did put up as well, although I haven't done it over to my site, weirdly, but just over here on the YouTube channel thingy, Majig, I didn't realise it says we're live here when we're on live as well. That's quite clever. But if you, obviously, we got the thing where it's like the free to watch videos, which is technically what we're doing that day. The review section down in here, it's the step-by-step builds. I say they're all in here now. So they're all in, and the which is here somewhere will be the little 109, I think. Why can't I see it? Perhaps it's not. Perhaps it just went in a separate area. Oh my god, I've lost it already. 109.
Gone.
Where's the 109? Oh, there it is. Airfix 109.
Oh look.
Back in the day.
Look at the.
By any means.
Not
So
HD.
screws
Look,
themselves
240. Yeah.
basically laid out.
So
Very nicely done. I've
Squint.
got no hint of any flash by
that's
any
it. Squint
means
and
yet.
blur your eyes, and it's absolutely crystal clear. Look, dual cam.
It's going to fit to this rear
Check
area
it out.
entry coming
Cam
from
in
the
cam.
angle that you spray
Cam in cam.
dirty look without touching. Now,
We
all you
used
want
to use
do is
cam in
look,
cam, look,
because
that's
it's a lot
it.
of thinners, it's going to re-soften all that paint.
I didn't realise it was
Very
that
nicely
old.
done. Picked out
I
a
like
little
your
bit
square,
too
Phil.
red
Is
to
that
get
your
a
square
close
to
up.
make sure you're in Photoshop?
Yeah, that's because when I was using cam in cam, if I'm inside that square, that's the other square, you see.
I would say normally
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
So that's just to give me a guide to knowing where I'm at, you know. So
I did mention that to Andy yesterday when we were setting this up for today, didn't I? Andy? I said, do I need something to keep me in shot? But as he figured out, this finger camera's just got like a wide spread.
yeah,
So as long as I'm in the mat, I think,
yes.
I'm in shot. So I have looked back at some of the footage and it does seem watchable.
Oh, well, that's all right. The thing is like back in this day as well, because this one was shot, it says 2014.
Yeah.
So I think it may have been a little bit before that because, again, it went to Airfix. But the thing is that it's only in 240, so you can't crop. And that's the problem. Nowadays, with 4K cameras running at 60, you can crop right in to just a little corner and it'll be pin sharp. But if you zoom in on this, it's just a blurry mess or anything in editing. So that's the nice things to it.
Can I just answer Stu? Stu, we can get hold of the NF11, no problems. I can order one now for you if you want. And we've got the A4C literally coming in, so that should be in the next couple of days. Well, Sunday today and tomorrow, so probably Tuesday, Wednesday that'll be in.
Middle of next week. Give them time. Give them time. Yeah, so we get them in.
So if you want them, I can definitely order one, and yeah, we can get hold of extra decals as well. Whatever you want.
Yeah,
Let me know the numbers. I can
we need numbers.
order them.
Oh, we have an NS12. All right. Is there a big difference then between an NF12 and an 11? Apart from obviously a number.
NF11's NATO users, so I don't know whether it's just the.
Ah, right. Okay.
It's got a big. I think they've both got big noses on, haven't they?
Yeah.
So yes, lots of stuff going on in there, so you can catch all of those, knock yourselves out.
That was the good old days, Phil, when you were voted Mr. Knitwear 3 years running, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That was when I never was on camera. Life was good. Didn't do anything in front of the camera. I, sat there in my pants.
I tell you what, mate. I think you should resurrect the knitwear look.
Yes. What? Just have a camera on the side, and then that's it. Just a pair of hands.
No, I was just thinking you in knitwear, not actually just your hands.
Oh no! Well, the thing is, it'll itch. I'll get all itchy again.
We're getting a bit chafy.
Yeah, that's it.
See you in a big fisherman's jumper.
My fisherman's friend.
Okay, yeah, price 126.
Right, well, what I'm going to do, to be honest, is a little bit of cutting and cleaning today. Because I've got to do the engines, and you just know these are going to be a flash mess and yuck. So I thought we could spend the afternoon cutting and cleaning. For filming on Monday, it'll be very nice. Allegedly.
Ooh. Michael Diaz. Revel Germany released the 148B29 as a platinum edition. Pre-orders only €199.95. Mega Hobbies USA. Blimey, you do know that's a really old one.
Yeah, that's not new.
Really old. but it's the best one in its scale.
Very true.
I can't got a penalty.
$86 links per side, this tank is. Hours of fun.
That's it. It's what keeps you sane, isn't it?
Well, do them in little batches and get it done. So, James has asked you, Phil, have you been... Oh, God, have you been? I've been watching your classic Canberra build. If you built the Airfix Canberra again, what would you do differently?
Cool. Lots.
Can you remember that far back?
Well, that's the thing. You can remember building it.
To be honest, this was when I did a bit of a favour for Airfix, because it was like one of those where they said, if we send you one, can you do it like now? As in now? Because they needed it for the magazine within not a lot of time as well. So yeah. I was like, Jesus God, talk about pressure. So I sort of, to be honest with you, it went together very rapidly within a couple of days, and all the rest of it. Now, obviously, I think the biggest thing would be, from an overall point of view, that's the fighter version. So it hasn't got bomb bays or anything else. The wheel wells, you can't see anything in there. You can't see anything particularly inside it at all. But what I would do different is obviously modulate the paint a little bit. So I probably wouldn't pre-shade or anything else like that. I would just go in there, probably do a little bit of post-shading with it, and then break up the grey and the green a little bit. And then certainly on the underside, there isn't a lot of weathering to it. So consequently, I would do a lot of that as well. And it's funny you say it, because I've still got it. It's here.
You say you've still got that kit, haven't you?
Admittedly, this is the dusty version. It could do, but it lives on top of right behind me. But this is it. Here it is. So like on this one, we just, did a little bit of post shading and not a lot to it. And to be honest, the brief was not to over weather it. So a lot of it is just making it seamless and go through the motions of it. As you can see, she's a bit dusty on top. I'm not going to dust it now because it will contaminate everything. But, I didn't go to town on it particularly. It was just making it seamless and going through it. Now, I think I'd obviously do a lot more with the weathering, as in breaking up the green and the grey. Let me give it a bit of a dust. Even I can't live with it looking like that. Like Andy.
Mask off.
Yeah. So yeah, yes, it's one of those where you sort of get talked into it. They're like, could you do if we asked you? And you're like, yeah. And the next thing you're like, great, we need it. I was like, I didn't realise you actually meant you were being serious. So yeah, there we go. So now, to be honest, I'll probably break this all up a little bit more. And to be honest with you, I might go around and rivet it, because it's a nice big flat area and it needs that level of detail. To be honest, it's typical Airfix. It just, there's not a great deal going on. So I would probably put in the riveting detail around the panel lines and put those in, because again, big flat areas look really nicely, the fuselage and all the rest of it, just to give it a little bit more detail right the way over it. But generally, it's all right.
Just mentioning the Canberras, obviously they have released the bomber version, haven't they? That was available, was it last couple of years?
Yeah.
In 48. But the little 72nd, because I built the 72nd PR9, is it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. They've never been re-released, I don't think.
No.
Ends tape nowadays.
No. They're not a bad kit. It's good together really nice. If I remember, I think the panel lines were a bit overdone, but again, that's just, I think, part of them when they were just reinventing themselves, weren't they? But it's a nice little kit. So I don't know whatever happened to that, because it's quite an iconic aircraft, the Canberra, for us in the UK.
I'm sure I read somewhere, I'm probably making it up, or imagining it, but to get that PR9 version, they actually retooled the original tooling.
Right.
And killed off the old version.
So they basically, they couldn't sort of then. They used the original tooling and just like changed it for the PR9.
Right.
and obviously then couldn't,
Go back.
convert it back.
It's a shame, really, because, like I say, it was a nice kit. Because what was the other one? The extra kit one, wasn't it?
Extra kit have done it, yeah.
The R9, which is, yeah, I think I prefer to build the Airfix one.
Yeah.
Matchbox done the PR9 as well, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, it did, yeah. Which has been re-released by Revell, if I remember.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting looking aircraft, isn't it?
It's a classic.
Definitely a classic.
Something.
Stayed in service for like ever, didn't it?
Well, it's still going now, isn't it, with NASA?
Probably.
But didn't the Americans use them in Vietnam and that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously they had the export version of it anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The tandem
B-50.
seating.
B57 was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was done. Yeah. Because Airfix did do a version of that, but that was their really old tool one, wasn't it? So, yeah. Apparently, from news this morning, Amazon have sold out Posca pens. We were told. I wonder why.
I wonder why. That's it. I'm never demoing anything again.
No.
Stu, I've sent you a PM through the site, mate, with the prices.
To be honest, somebody did, one of the people, I don't think he's actually a member, but he did say I should have what they call apparently as an affiliate on our YouTube with Amazon.
Yeah.
And then that way
Yeah.
we would have got a kickback off of each sale, which I don't even know how that all works, but he was there.
Yeah,
Apparently
no,
that's what we need to do. And then that way at least you get something for advertising for them. But I
Yeah, you
wouldn't
can do
know how to
affiliate
go about
something.
that.
Yeah,
You
you
do
can
an
set
affiliate
up-
program or something, can't you?
they give you a percentage for every sale, and once you hit 20, 30 quid, they pay you. It's a bit
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
like
must
you
admit,
pay-
it's one of those things where I don't know if anybody would ever buy anything off of it.
It'll go into the Flora Models Christmas fund, won't it?
Because then the person in question did say apparently I should have a wish list on it as well. So you can put a wish list and then people buy your stuff. So I was like, okay.
I wonder what we could put in your wish list.
Well, you know what? I'm going to end up with a gimp suit, aren't I? And a bloody, butt plug with you lot. I know exactly what will happen.
Exactly what you need.
Would we do that to you?
Yes, you would.
Yeah, probably. Tell you what, I used this today. I think this is the number 69.
Is that the
screen.
pointy one? Yeah.
Oh my god, it's lethal. Doing good though. But yes, it's a bit. No wonder it comes with its own protector.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one and that one I've been using, the curved one. I'm going to quite like that one actually. I didn't think I would, but yeah, it's useful.
But 3 into 5 just doesn't go, does it? I'm just trying to think of a way where we can get everyone's screen a bit bigger. And it's like, if we have John up in there, over there. So if we have Nath there, because John's not using that corner of his thing anyway, then we can make Nath a bit bigger. Hold on, I've got to override make Nath to the top. Hold on, let me shove him up one. There you go. Oh, now we're covering Andy's head. Hold on. It's all right. If I go this side, Andy goes that side, then when he's working it, we'll still see him.
Andy needs a haircut anyway, so he'll be happy covering him in.
This one's for Bramjet. The next time you're sanding in the Airfix video, hold the sanding sticks like this.
Yes, if you could.
Yeah, product placement, Pranjit.
That's it.
Just keep the stick still and move the item around.
Yes. Yes. Move the item around the stick.
They could throw now at this, isn't it?
I'm not in the mood for spraying today. I think I'm just going to sit here and sand stuff all day.
He's going to whittle.
I've become addicted to sanding since I built that Pembroke.
Oh, God.
I don't mind sanding if it's one of those ones where it goes very well and you don't have to redo it. But the bit where you have to go back and redo it again, you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing where you put your primer coat down and you're like, I missed a bit.
Yeah, that's it.
You had a few of that with the Pembroke, didn't you? Backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
I think in my head I have to tell myself that this is a pre-primer primer, so then I'm sort of mentally prepared for taking it off again.
To be honest, that was a bit like when I was doing the cars, when you installed them, I didn't like you prime it, rub it down, prime it, rub it down. It just, it's a bit soul destroying after a bit. You know, there's an end product, but you know, when you're doing a full car, it's like, oh God, not again. You know, doing an E-type bonnet like 3 or 4 times, rubbing primer down, and is a task. They are not small. Oh.
I have to say, talking of product placement, these snips, been using them now on 2 models, and I have to say they're very good.
Is this the trumpy ones?
Yeah, considering they're cheap, you know, they are pretty much, it's hard to see much difference between these and the display ones. You know, it's a nice clean cut, it's a close cut. I don't think it's quite as close as display, but when you're doing normal work, it's still good enough, you know? The only time I would do it's a bit like when I use the God Hands. If you've got a small part that you don't really want to have to sand or anything else afterwards, then I use the display one on it. But yeah, for this type of work, it's absolutely fine.
Saying, are they better than the Flora scissors?
Don't knock the scissors, they're still here. I must admit, the scissors have been sort of relegated now to photo etch and metalwork.
Oh, right, yeah.
I must admit, I was trying to cut a bit of elastic thread the other week, and yeah, they don't do that very well anymore. Actually, I used these, the snips, perfect, click, and off, and that was it. So, yes.
And just in our chat, yeah, Nathan is doing Paul McCartney's bass guitar, aren't you?
I am, yes. I'm 9.
Somebody said, are you doing a cello?
It does look like one. It's Hofner bass.
It does a bit look like a cello, doesn't it? Is that Action Man sized cello?
It is, yeah.
And then he's gonna scratch build a Paul McCartney playing it, aren't you?
Oh, then yeah, I might just have to put like a Beatles wig on an Action Man.
That one you had before, the resin.
Sorry?
I feel like the resin figure, didn't he, with the guitar?
Oh,
Yeah, that's that guy I've got here.
Moore, isn't it? They had to.
Yeah.
Gary Moore.
Gary Moore, that's
Sorry,
it.
Gary Moore, yeah.
Nathan's going to do Phil Collins' drum kit next.
Yeah, and then Elton John's piano.
So that's H-E.
So did you choose the bass guitar because it got 4 strings?
I think it's just something I wanted to do something iconically 1960s. So it was either this or Jimi Hendrix's Strap.
Right.
And it was kind of like, I'm not going to branch out into just making models of guitars because I think the Hofner, because Paul McCartney played this for like the whole of the 60s, and that was the iconic band, isn't it, Beatles? And then that's the.
So which other bands use that bass then?
I think everybody just knows this for Paul. Anyone that plays it is. Everyone just thinks Paul McCartney, don't they? Gotta make sure I do it left-handed.
Yeah. Well, you are left-handed, so it should be easy for you.
It's either going to be this or Jimi Hendrix's Strap. I mean, building it was simple. It's now just sort of, I've just lathered it in filler.
So what's the like livery of it?
It's sunburst, so it's got wood effect and it's got like a sunburst varnish.
Right.
The real thing's made of 2 pieces of wood, so I'd have to do, and you have to do wood grain effect and then do like a sunburst on the top. The hardest bit is actually going to be writing Hofner on here because obviously there's no decals for it.
No.
Well, it's going to be it's basically wood effect, and then that's it, really, wood and metal. So it's going to be an interesting paint job.
Yeah.
Because like your guitar's made of 2 pieces of wood, so I'm going to have to spray it, do wood effect, let it dry, mask it, and spray it on the other side.
So you're going to build a little stand for it or anything to display it?
Yeah.
I just think it'd look really cool with a thing and like a picture of the Beatles on it or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'll do like a little stand and a strap, and I'll have it like it's ready to be picked up and played. I mean, it is hollow, so it will have some acoustic.
Yeah.
Gonna play it.
Or you could have had it leaning up against an amp.
God, that means I have to scratch build an amp as well.
Yeah, but it would look cool.
Yeah.
That would look really good actually, like just leant up against an amp.
Yeah. I was really, the 60s build had so much for it. I really wanted to do something iconic, so it was either, I just thought I'll build a yellow submarine. I thought, no, I'll build a guitar.
Yeah.
I've scratch built anything in ages. It's good fun.
It's, thinking outside the box, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dead easy. As soon as you've downloaded,
No, it's scratch built.
as soon as you downloaded the 3-view drawing, you're off.
Yeah.
Just a quick question here before it disappears up. Phil, any slow drying or very slow drying plastic glues? To be honest, I don't think you go wrong with Contactia Professional. Revel, I've got it in all the sizes, but I can't reach the other ones. So these ones are very, very good. It takes quite a while for it to dry, but it's a weld action glue. Tamiya White Top, which is the resin version, it's not technically a weld action glue, but it takes a while to go off. Indeed. So if I was doing big areas, so like the B-52 wings, or when I did like the bear wings, probably the biggest joint you're likely to do, I went round with Revel Contactia. So you just run this around. This will eat into the surface of the plastic, and then obviously when you sandwich it and then pin it or peg it together or whatever way you do it, then obviously it will give it a really good solid bond that isn't going to come apart anytime soon. Okay, and it's easy clean up. So this, you can actually use quite a bit of it and then let it slightly squish out the edges and then let it go totally hard and then just sand it and away you go. So I prefer, to be honest, on big stuff, the Contactia stuff purely because it's a weld action. If I'm not worried about a weld action, then the White Top Tamiya, this is the resin one, it's quite thick. It takes a while to go off as well. It's not like extra thin where it's, you know, off with the fairies within 10 minutes. So that's my 2 go-to choices for it.
Yeah, I'm with you with that. Contactor and Tamiya.
Because actually, the Contactia glue is really good glue.
It is. It's very good glue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think actually, to be honest, mate, I think the Revel glues are all right.
Yeah.
Others as well. To be honest, they're clear and they're all good.
So
Well, yeah, the Contactor one with a little, obviously,
you get a needle on it,
the little needle
like a
is
hypodermic needle. The only thing is, keep a lighter, so you just burn this and it'll burn off the dry bit and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's nice when you get that shoot of flame come out the end.
That's
Isn't
it, a little puff of flame.
Little things. I have no. To be honest, you know when you've finished, you know, if you go like that,
Yeah.
it tends not to block.
Oh, is
Obviously,
it? Is that what you
tap-
need to do? So the air drops
just tap
back,
the
if you know what I mean.
yeah,
It runs
just like
back.
that, and it's, you know, it don't work every time, but because I made the mistake, I've got one in the shed, and I've actually cut that down.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
No.
That's a bad idea because that blocks constantly. That's permanently, as you can see. I don't know if you can see on the top of that one. The flame around it with like
Yeah.
blackened a bit.
Yeah.
But the one home where I've chopped it down is because I think I chopped it down because it did block, and I'm like I had nothing to thin enough to poke down it, and I didn't know about the lighter trick
Yeah.
or the candle or a naked flame trick.
Mhm.
So I ended up cutting it down, and then yeah, it just blocks now. So.
I think all mine are cut down because I used to pinch them for gun barrels.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. He's got 20 pots of it, and none of them have got a needle.
Yeah. Might actually get these tracks finished by the end of lockdown.
What, lockdown 5?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Going to bed last night, I seriously thought we were going to wake up to a riot this morning with the EU thing going on.
Oh, with Northern Ireland and the vaccine.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell?
Oh, that's it. For our Dutch friends, has it all calmed down over there now? Because they've been rioting like mad, haven't they? Because of the lockdown and stuff.
Mm.
They're doing it in France today, aren't they?
Oh, what is France on it now?
Yeah.
France have shut their borders as much as they
I
can.
see. I've got that. Yeah.
So they can't-
Sure, I saw it on
I
the
saw a
news
picture
feed
in
somewhere.
Holland.
that they were-
It's nasty in Holland, isn't it?
So it's crazy Dutch.
Oh, a woman got bounced off a wall by a blooming water cannon.
I still think when they use water cannons, it's really easy. They just use permanent dye.
Yeah.
So on Monday, when they're off to work and they look like a smurf, everybody knows what they were doing on Saturday when they were rioting. So, you know, they just use something that's like pretty much permanent. That cures that problem.
I'll say yours. It's absolutely not corner. This is from Dirk. Just less rioting.
As they used to say down our way, you love a good riot.
Like a normal Saturday night out.
It is. And that was just the police.
Yeah. Give them something to do.
This is the tedious bit. All the bloody clean-up. Because Kitty Hawk still haven't learnt about where to put ejector pins. I think they just think, yep, at least we can get them out of the mould now without making giant white marks, stress marks everywhere. So we'll take that as a positive. It's like, Jesus.
But are they all out of the way?
Most of it. They're a lot better. Yeah, absolutely. It's not like it used to be when they used to put them right in the middle. Yeah, the middle of the instrument panel.
To be honest, I'm still not buying that thing with sticking them in wheel wells that Conduit were on about the other night.
Yeah. I think one of the best ones.
I can see his point.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is to say you've got to get it out of the mould, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, you have, but yeah, really, in the middle of a wheel well that's got sort of bracing and structure in
And
there.
wiring and stuff in there moulded in, yeah. I think one of the best ones, I've got a feeling it was ICM when they started using square ejector pins. So they used to put it into areas and so it was part of the detail.
Yeah.
So you would find it in between like the ribs on the fuselage and it would just have one in there. And because it's square, it doesn't stand out. You know, you could almost get away with it as is. Like this thing, just covered with these. I can't work out if they're ejector pins because it's like they're half an input pin and half an ejector pin. Just they're a little bit annoying. Last time we had a riot is when we run out of mugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I read that about throwing bricks at hospitals. I can't quite get my head around that bit, to be honest. At all. I don't see the point of that. Question.
Yes.
Was the Hellcat a glossy or flat or satin? They
Well,
were
mine.
glossy, they're glossy.
Yeah, it was glossy sea blue, wasn't it?
They would weather in very quickly.
Yeah.
So, probably
That's
everything after about.
the actual colour is actually glossy sea blue, isn't it? So
But yeah, is this for a 48th Hellcat or 72nd? Or because again, I'd satin, wouldn't you? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to look a bit odd.
yeah, scale effects and all that.
I think it's getting a really glossy 72nd Hellcat might look really a bit odd, but
Bit like
72nd, oh yeah, satin, I reckon,
Yeah.
or even semi-satin, if that makes sense. Should be fine.
You're setting that.
I feel proper stodged after that chippy dinner.
Did you have chippy dinner, did you?
Yeah.
Leslie says, "Shall we have chippy dinner?" I was like, yeah, why not? So,
And he sat there eating it in front of all of us.
God, I've got instant noodles. I feel done now.
I've got a very nice leftover tea because my other half's at work till late, so I've been left with leftovers from last night, which I must admit I do quite like. Homemade lasagna again.
Lasagna. Oh,
Yeah.
I could eat that every
Nice
day.
homemade one.
Yeah.
And because she doesn't like cheese, what I do is she serves hers up, and then I put about 4 kilos of cheese on top, and then obliterate it with a blowtorch.
yeah, Sheldon liked cheese on hers, and I love cheese.
It's like she serves hers up, and then literally I hit it, just grate it right the way over it, and then just blowtorch the lot.
Yeah, we have the thing because obviously Leslie has to get it all lactose-free stuff, don't she?
Yeah.
So we have that. What's that stuff that Lynn gets, John? That fake cheese.
Oh yeah, I don't know what it's called.
This is made with coconut milk that she's got, and actually it wasn't too bad.
Oh, deep cheese.
It was edible. Obviously, when it's melted and all that, like it's, you know, don't really.
I must admit, I go along with a lot of the. I don't mind a lot of the vegan stuff that we have, but
Yeah, the cheese is not
cheese
right.
is
Is it?
just not right.
It's not, is it? It's yeah.
Look, by the time you start taking dairy and gluten out of food, what you actually end up with is cardboard.
Cardboard.
Instead.
They say gluten free, you might as well just put taste free.
Well, Shiva does that or makes 2 separate ones, so obviously one for her and then one for me.
Yeah.
So nice lasagna, lovely. You tried chicken lasagna?
Can't say I have.
No, we have turkey. To be honest, our lasagna are all turkey because, say, the other half doesn't eat red meat. So we always have turkey instead of, so like turkey mince. It's very nice. Can't, to be honest, I can't tell the difference. Tastes the same to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Leslie's mum makes like a chicken lasagna. Really quite nice. Like for any obviously Italians or anything watching it would be, wow, how dare you? You know.
Yes. The lasagna police turn up.
I go, I know. I've said it now.
Should be able to have a camera angle, shouldn't there?
You what?
It's alright, we're watching you. We're watching you watching us. It's a bit
Set it
weird.
right.
What was that on? Oh, blooming, like Phoebe was about, wasn't it, or something?
Something like that.
Check that programme. Not that we can, but definitely not an applicant, but
Look, Ron's doing himself an HH60G.
is it?
One of the Black Hawk family. Again, like, you know, it's all to do like now, like part cleanup, because if you clean up the parts, it's actually not so much of a problem. The kits do go together, that's the thing. It's just the instructions might tell you how to do it wrong. And if you don't clean up the parts, it just won't go. But as long as you don't take any notice really of the instructions, and you'll be absolutely fine. Isn't that right, John? You're on a kitty.
Yeah. Yeah, if you spend time cleaning it up, they go together well. They do fit. It just requires a lot of patience.
I think once you get in a bit of a rhythm of clean up, test fit, make sense of the instructions, throw the instructions away, look back at the instructions in the bin because you still can't work it out, and then eventually you think, right, I've got it.
I think that's the problem though, because obviously, like Cranjit said, if they outsource the instructions to a different company,
Yeah.
which is obviously what they must do, that's where the problems occur, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, the instructions are one of the main parts of the kit, aren't they? It's like, you know.
Phil, what do you think of the Airfix Buccaneer? 72nd one's beautiful kit. Me and Matt both built them. Well, we finished them last year. I don't know when we started.
Year before, I think we
Was
started.
it the year before? But yeah. But generally, actually, the kit itself is a beautiful kit. It goes together really, really well.
Well designed.
As long as you've got the engines the right way round, eh?
Yes, well, you know. Try that with a Jag. So put the engine in the wrong way around.
Yeah, stick it in upside down.
Yeah.
It's an inverted block. But yeah, no, apart from that, the kit itself really goes together very, very nicely. Very nice. Typical new Airfix. So we say, like their 48 scale Hunter and their Phantoms and stuff like that. They all go together really, really well.
Yeah. Again, I think you just got to watch tolerances, haven't you?
Yes, yes.
You know, if you're painting surfaces before sort of fitting them in, I think the best is to actually clear anything that's painted, remove it before you glue it into it, because the tolerances are very tight.
Yeah.
I think Nathan's going to be the ambassador on this
Definitely.
discussion because he's done you, haven't you?
Just scrape the paint off. I think that also makes sure you've not got any like micro flash, I've called it, where you can barely see it but it's there.
Yeah.
I think it's always worth cleaning the maintenance surfaces up.
To be honest, I've done it with the E-type, the bits I've done, and it is like minute, but it's enough probably just to throw the fit out if you don't, just rub a sanding stick over it or a scraper, and it's pretty much perfect. But
if every part is like 0.10 of a mil out, once you get 5-10 parts together, it does actually start to sort of snowball.
yeah,
And that's where you get real fit issues, I think.
yeah.
But I don't think any companies these days are releasing ill-fitting kits. I think it's just I think there's a little bit of flash and then a little bit of an error from the modeler, and that's where the fit issues that people are coming from.
Yeah.
Again, like Pranjit was saying last night, on Thursday night, they don't just take one stab at this and hope it goes together. They do test runs, they do test bits of it, they see how it actually goes, and then, identify problems at an earlier stage, and then they're fixed in tooling or whatever it needs to do to make them right. And then, so from a point of view of a bit further down the line, there's no real reason why it won't go together. Obviously, I can't speak for every company, but I can't imagine any other company's different. They're not just going to say, this is our design, give it to a tooling company and hope for the best, that when it comes back, it goes together.
Yeah. I do think the ones with an advantage are the ones that are doing in-house, though. We're obviously the tooling, instructions. I mean, Edard's one, isn't it? And I think, like we've said, probably ICM and
Bandai, things like that.
Where they're not shipping it around different countries or whatever to be done. So and obviously then that will speed up production, won't it? Because they ain't got to wait for then that to come back, or it's all done.
Yeah,
different
all
office
in-house,
or wherever it is at the factory that's being produced, and go, this bit don't fit right, and they can retool it or rejig something or other.
Because that's what Pranjit said, wasn't it? When he was saying it was like a 4 to 8 week turnaround on making a change to tooling. Well,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of time, isn't it?
It is a lot of time lost, and then obviously with what's happening with COVID and stuff, that's just sort of exaggerated all the delays and stuff, isn't it? So I think they're doing well to get anything out, to be honest.
I agree. I'm amazed.
Someone did mention in chat on Thursday that Airfix used to do it all in house at one time.
They did back in the day.
Back in the 60s, that was a long time ago.
But, that was ages ago, though, wasn't it?
It was a long time ago.
I think Airfix have probably gone bust 2 or 3 times. It must be nice for someone at Edard. They can just literally just pop downstairs and speak to the toolmaker and then go back to the desk. And
And apparently that's how Bandai do it. So they because obviously their manufacturing is underneath their offices. Literally, it's all in one building. So apparently they just literally will go down and watch them doing it as it's happening, and see they pick it up straight away. And I think that's why their kits really stand out as being so good and that. But again, they have got that advantage that it's all in house and being done at the same time. So,
did the Buccaneer come with pilots?
You're asking. I have no idea. I can't remember that far back.
No, I can't. I think Andy Shell says he's going to build a Buccaneer, and he's put, does it come with pilots? David's answered yet, so he must have had one up. I can't remember if it did. I know the Phantom didn't, which was really odd. When you can do it in the launch position off the thing.
Yeah, with the things on here.
Because everyone out of space on the front.
Yeah. No, that's really odd how the Phantom never came with pilots.
Ron says he's recently learned that Panda is related to HK. Yeah, if you get their catalogue, they do dual catalogues. So half the catalogue is Pandas, and then you turn it over, and half of it's HK. In fact, I've got one here somewhere. Where is it?
No, you gave it me.
Oh, you got it.
I don't know where it is. So it's Kitty Hawk and Panda in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's knocking around. I put it somewhere, probably upstairs. I think I moved it, but yeah, it is. Yeah, off. Yeah. That's a funky setup, Phil.
What's that?
On screen.
Well, I thought I'd try something different.
Yeah. Nice.
Like to experiment.
Is this a good viewing experience for people? You say, who do you watch? That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're still singing its praises for the berry head then, John?
Yeah, it's a great little kit.
You've got a filler out though. What's going on?
Yeah, what do you fill it for? You said it didn't need glue.
Yeah, just a couple of the pylons, that's all. That's probably my fault more than anything.
You're still thinking about fish and chips, aren't you, John?
Yeah.
Talking of fillers, the PM store will be, hopefully next week, have a restock of Perfect Plastic Putter.
Shameless plug. It's
Oh,
back.
good. I'm not bothered, I'll plug it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's good
That's
actually,
the
because I think this
store.
one must be going off by now. It's the only trouble. Although this tube's a lot better than those old bloody plastic ones I
Oh,
had.
they were rubbish, them plastic.
Those plastic ones, I must admit, I had a box full, and half of them all went in the bin because they just went rock hard, and they've never been opened. But air's got in there, and they've just air dried. And some people said, "That's all right. If you had a drop of water, you can rehydrate them." Seriously, it's like granite.
It was hot.
It was not going to come back.
Yeah, I remember that. How's yours, Andy? You've got Perfect Plastic Putter there.
Yeah, so I put like half a pipette of water in it every now and again just to keep it fluid.
Right,
Like I said, they do dry out, don't they?
they do.
Is the bit where you look at the instructions and then you look at the part, and the instructions are far more detailed than the part that you've got in your hand.
Yeah.
Do you think they've over-egged this a bit? Because when you look at this, you think like you've got the bolt detail all on here and all these parts, and then this is what it is, and you're like, yeah, not quite as detailed as that is.
First hour's gone already.
See?
Nice when you send it.
That's it.
So that's those sorts of cleared up. Next.
Tim says you'll get another deluxe plastic material products like CA and Plastic Magic.
Plastic Magic, is that the glue stuff that, like, Tammy Rex just in and that?
Yeah, so innit?
Is there
Yes.
any better than what we sell already compared to, like, obviously the Tammy or all the Miss Derby stuff?
To be honest, it's very expensive. It's more expensive than the others. It's a couple of quid dearer, and I can't see any difference in it.
Yeah, I've got a bottle of that too. I've never really used it.
No.
So if we're already stocking sort of Tamiya and thingy, then it's just another glue in it. Makes sense. I don't know. The CA glue. We've got some Zap coming back in anyway. The stuff we sell, and with a bit of luck, we will be having some new super glues in soon.
Yeah.
Which is quite exciting. Big quality show on YouTube. We are.
Hey.
Big quality show on YouTube.
Look at this one. Well, now we know we're the #1 live show.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're trending or something?
It's like classic slow TV, isn't it? It's just what.
To be honest, how much talking we've done this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Give the vocal cords a rest.
I hate to think how many hours we've done this week.
You,
Hold on, I can tell you.
yeah.
No, look, we're not trending on YouTube. I've just checked.
Oh. Not now you've even spammed it, you know.
No, even if I've spammed it, we're not. I have to do more spamming. Hold on.
Upload another 40 videos.
Yeah. Oh, right. Where are we?
Oh, everybody's busy modelling. Well, that's good. That's good. How's
So
all
we've
the
got
projects going on? How are you getting on with them all?
So we've done 8 hours of live stuff this week.
Have we?
And then I did me 1 hour show on Monday with the Enterprise.
Yeah.
So 9. And then I did the 3 reviews. Is it 3 or 4 reviews?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But Steve Little's watching us because he says I'm literally watching paint dry, so he's definitely watching us.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, another 4 hours of that, and then obviously today. Well, I've just edited parts 1 and 2 of the S860 here for Monday, although probably I'll spread them out through the week. So that's just over another hour and a half.
A few hours then, haven't we?
Yeah, done a bit.
Not bad, is it?
Not like we've got out better to do, is it?
And then my mum turns around to me and says, "Are you filming?" Yeah, all the time, non-stop.
Yeah, literally. It's like Big Brother's house.
She says, "What's a good time to ring?"
It's not.
About 6 in the morning normally.
everybody's must be Saturday in the spray booth for everybody.
Mm.
Andy Shell's just painted his Dark Seeker and his spanner. And Steve Little's watching paint dry and whatever he's doing.
There's a good question on the YouTube chat saying that
Go on.
it's telescopy replicator. Cracky, that's a mouthful. The team paints, resins, and plastics come with warnings using a well-ventilated room, etc. However, I've never had any problems, nor did anyone else. What are your thoughts on this? And I've got a theory on this that McDonald's food is bad for you. You know, every sort of Big Mac knocks them. You know, it's just one of those things like it's in the background, isn't it? The harm it's doing to you is not visible. Just like fast food is doing you harm, smoking is doing you harm.
Cumulative,
but the
isn't it?
cumulative effect, that's the problem. So you're doing damage to your lungs that's imperceptible.
Yeah, it's not.
And also, you might go down with something. It sounds horrible, but let's face it. We all know people who we've lost through cancers and things like that.
Yeah.
Who's to say what might have triggered, might have accelerated it, might have, you've got all those things.
Some people can eat terrible diets and live till 92, but other people are predisposed to it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's the problem with lots of things that are bad for you. It's not immediately deadly.
No.
But if you spent 20, I mean, we're not. I guess the thing is, we're not like someone who's doing it 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, where you do need proper PPE to do it. Well, I don't know. For the price of a face mask, you might as well look after
I
your
must
own.
admit, I am pretty good now, though it doesn't help having a partner who's an A&E nurse. So, because if she catches me without a respirator on when I'm spraying, she goes mental.
Yeah.
But then I suppose she sees the other end of it all day long.
Yeah.
And it is that thing about, protecting yourself. And to be honest, we do spend quite a bit of time in the spray booth, spraying and all the rest of it. And it does make sense. And it's something over the last probably 5 years I've really got in the habit of doing. Before I used to just have the spray booth on. And before that, I used to spray out the window. So, it was like now, I must admit, spray booths on, both of them running as well. So it's clearing the area really quickly and I have my respirator on. So
I think what I'm building is causing lots of questions. It's a Hofner base for the 1960s group build. I think people are properly thrown by what the hell I'm doing here. I mean, look, if I'm out of dust, I should be wearing a mask doing this, shouldn't I?
yeah, you should be in a full PPE suit, hazmat suit.
I don't think this hobby's ever going to give you anything like asbestosis, but I just think take sensible precautions.
Soko Mike says, sorry Flory team. I hope it doesn't disappoint you guys knowing that you are the best site anywhere. I'm shocked that there's nothing even comes close to you guys here in America. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, thank you. We'll take it.
Yeah. We'll take any little compliment.
We'll be on tour 2022, coming to every American city near you.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to have a bus. Tour bus.
Glory tour.
You'll know it's us because they have a spray booth at the back.
Yeah. Do you think we'd get a pass for doing that from our other halves?
We're going on a road trip. I've said for years with all the membership with through Flory Models, I reckon I've got enough to literally go from place to place right the way around the world.
And not pay a penny in.
And not penny, just literally just be travel.
So sofa surf, is it?
Yeah, sofa surfing around all the members.
Oh, I can't wait till we get back to a time when we can all start thinking about holidays again. Well, you've got a place to stay in Colorado, Phil.
Oh, well, that's
You're
all
going to
right.
start in Colorado. Where next?
Start in Colorado, work our way around everywhere, yeah.
Why not? This Master Tool trap jig, is that what you mean, Matt? Which is really built for right-handed people, but as we lefties have to do is
Because he's cack-handed.
adapt.
We live in a right-handed world, don't we, Matt?
We do.
Because
Yeah.
he's special.
Does it make a difference, does it? I can't.
It's the end, because obviously you build it from this end left to right. But really, for me, I want to build it from right to left. But because it's got this bit on the end, which is screwed on, you can't swap it. Really, I want to be using it like this. But then obviously...
Yeah, they should have it so that could flip and go on the other side and screw on, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but no. No. It's obviously designed by a right-handed person. Yes, it's tragic. To be honest, it's not hard to make your own, is it, Andy?
No, not at all.
To be honest, you don't have to buy something as fancy as this to do it. Bit of double-sided tape and some wood, or you can, as long as you've got sort of a right angle in it. Like one of them would be ideal, just to get them so they're lined up, and then just squeeze it together. I bet there's loads of little videos of how to make a homemade one. Yeah, I've seen people using double-sided tape, and don't know what you got, Andy, there.
I just used double-sided tape. I did make a wooden one myself, but it got thrown away years ago.
I can't do that. I've just lowered the chair. I feel like I'm like 5 year old. Just keeps catching on the drawers of my desk. I feel like the show the other day where I'm like just looking over the desk. When are you doing your figure masterclass, Matt? Hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm going to do the Jag because that's a good sort of learning curve for me on doing videos and that. So yeah, I will do it. I do one. I don't have to do a bust, or I'll be doing something big. I won't be doing a 35th figure because you're not going to see a lot. I don't think it's not probably going to be worth it, but probably a bust is a good thing to probably try and show it and explain it. Liquid gravity. I've never tried that. Has any of you lot got that liquid gravity?
Is that nose weight stuff?
Yeah, that's deluxe materials as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've used similar. I don't know what brand I've got actually.
You can have it's got that diver's shot that I just mixed with PVA and.
It's one of those things that when I want it, I spend 20 minutes looking for it because I can't remember where I put it.
To be honest, if I'm going to paint pilots, I'll do 30 seconds because again, I think 48 is just going to be tiny to even try and show anything on them. It's going to be more hands and brush, and I don't think you're really going to see anything. The principles are the same whether you're painting a 70-second figure or a 1/9 figure. You know, you can always adapt. Actually, I forgot. Hey, guess what arrived? I did tell you the other day, didn't I? My birthday present.
Oh, his book's arrived.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's expensive, but I tell you, the guy there, if you look him up, just Google.
Hold on, let me put you on full screen a minute. Hold on. Here you go.
Yeah, if you Google this guy here, whose book it is, and some of the stuff he's done, obviously that's one of his busts. It's amazing. This is a proper. It's a bit of like the diorama one I've got, and I've got a car one. I've got them all these FAQ, and there is everything in one book. You know, I won't do a full review, but if you're into figures and stuff, colour sort of theories, colour wheels, what goes with what. Yeah, it's intense, but it's brilliant. It's really good, and it's really heavy.
CAK have just released some different figures. There's a person sat in a little jet engine.
Oh, the rage thing, yeah, the
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic type dystopian one. It's a nice figure actually. The girl sitting on the engine with a big rocket strapped to her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they're always seen you got obviously books like that as well. You know how big it's becoming now because it's becoming an art form in itself.
Yeah.
I think, and it's been recognised as an art form itself. You know, the figures and the busts and that side of it, rather than like normal painting.
Yeah.
I would say. I think that like it's because it's 3D painting, isn't it? To be
Yeah.
honest, and it takes the same principles as art, I suppose, light, shadows, you know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
You're just painting on a 3D canvas, aren't you?
Yeah. But like I say, I think it was sort of frowned upon by the art world, shall we say. It was a bit, you know, but I think it's coming into its own.
Becoming mainstream.
Yeah, I think it probably is, yeah. Yeah, and the artists who are doing it, I mean, the ones who are obviously top of the game are amazing. Some of the techniques, I mean, we've seen someone, we've been at, obviously, Scale Model Challenge and at Mossen, you know, when you look at them, they just, how did you do that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that book there kind of breaks it down. I mean, that one on the cover, for the people who don't know, is obviously the suit of armour.
Bring it down a bit.
Is that better?
Yeah.
That suit of armour there is all non-metallic metal. So there's not one metallic colour on it. But obviously how they've painted it, it reads as a, you know, armour plating and stuff. Proper technique. I do think you need some artistic talent to begin with, I'm honest.
Yeah,
but
a bit of flair for it.
a bit of flair, yeah, and a bit of obviously colour understanding. But I'm not saying it's nothing you can't learn either, if you really wanted to do it.
Well, again, it's a totally different skill set, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
It's not like when you're painting aircraft or tanks and that, as you say, it's a skill set to learn.
Sounds like A-level art.
Hey,
Sounds like you've got to learn A-level art to do it.
Well, there might be a time soon where you can go to art college and actually learn it. Because there's obviously sculpture involved, because there's people who do their own sculpts and painting, and so what difference is it if you're sculpting like a figure or something to anything else? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we like the 3D printing world and how that's going to progress. Again, it's going to be easier for people to actually probably print their own busts and figures and rather than buying resin ones.
To be honest, if I was at school and they were saying you're going to be painting figures and busts, I would have signed up. But probably because I was thinking of something else. It's a bit like me taking cookery at secondary school. Because I was the only one.
Yes, we know why you did it.
So, you know, but after I'd done it, a few of my friends switched and they ended up doing it as well.
Of course they did.
The
bit like Nathan's school, isn't it? Our school, we've got one lad in there.
yeah, because I teach in a girls' school, but sixth form is open to boys, and there's one lad in the sixth form.
I bet he's popular.
He is living the dream.
A captive audience, literally.
I can hardly pick it up to throw to Tandy, so he's got.
Hey,
James has put, don't throw that book at Andy, so I can hardly pick it up to throw it at you, so don't worry.
throw it books, joking.
I know. But yes, I do want to thank Bookwood Wholesale for sending me that book out. Good on them. We don't mind plugging them, they're nice people. We do see them at shows and stuff, so.
We do.
God, model shows, do you remember them? So I barely remember model shows now.
Yeah, thing of the past.
I do remember saying I had a conversation at Bolton Model Show about the virus. I said, I'll be alright, it'll just be like SARS. You know, it'll be alright.
It is. It's quite funny because obviously it's the anniversary, isn't it, this week of it coming to the UK and that, and it's like how little we didn't know or be prepared for, and it was like a virus, and watching it on the news thinking, oh well, and how now it's affected everything, you know.
Nathan, look at 48 tornadoes, these much nose weight.
Yeah.
How much?
As much as you can get in the nose cone. Should do it. The nose cone is a separate bit.
Is it in your video build?
I think it might be, because what I do is I cut a plastic disc to blank it off. So I fill it with nose weight.
And he's got a delivery.
Put a plastic disc in it to stop all the nose weight getting loose. But if you fill the separate nose bit in the kit with weight, that should be enough to do it. Basically, I always put as much in as I can get.
That's my motto to it. I always fill it as much as I get. I'd rather have too much than too little.
And then clap your undercarriage.
Yeah, but you're not putting kilos.
The nose undercarriage on the front, quite strong.
Got 4 kilos in it.
Yeah.
Fill the nose cone.
And it's still a tail sitter.
Yeah.
No, that's because you've super glued it to your bench.
I remember seeing a is it the Kitty Hawk OV10? It's a show that someone was building. It was like in the built bit, but not. It's like painted. And as you walk past the table, you could see the whole thing shaking on its undercarriage.
Yeah.
To be honest, that was like the 24 scale Typhoon I did.
Yeah.
Until I upgraded it with the metal, with the brass on it. Yeah, every time you even breathed, you could see it wobbling side to side.
They had the same problem with the Mozzie though, didn't they? The 24th Mozzie, the undercarriage for that's not very sturdy.
No.
Which you think, because actually a mosquito undercarriage is quite a sturdy design, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the weight of the kit and all the stuff, it just made it a bit weak over time. But yeah, the thing was definitely weak on the Typhoon, wasn't it?
Yeah. They're a bit like Fokker Wolves though,
that
isn't it?
scale, it's a lot of plastic, a lot of weight of plastic in it to hold up.
Mm.
Yeah, but Phil cut most of his away, didn't you?
Yeah. Took away the wing, half the fuselage. There wasn't a lot of kit left after I'd finished.
All right, there's going to be a model show in the States in October, apparently.
Mm.
I'm hoping Telford's on there.
Oh, Martin's doing the F3, Nathan.
Oh, the F3?
Yes.
Plenty of room in the nose cone of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Just fill the nose cone with as much lead as you can get in it, and then it should be alright.
Really, is that book £73?
Yeah.
Crikey, and it wasn't even your 50th.
No. Or treat itself.
Not being funny, not saying he's tight or anything, but when he bought it, the bank phoned him up to make sure it was a genuine purchase. It's not your normal purchasing habit.
Yeah.
Tim, that's why you want to open a trade account and save yourself some money.
Could we have got that via AK?
Can't get anything by AK at the moment, can we?
Well, yeah, I could have if I could have got it through. What birthday are we looking next year? Yeah, of course I could, but it's a birthday present. I've paid for it, have I? Everybody else has paid for it, so.
We would have had a whip round for you. Well, not to £73, but £8.20, but we would have done.
Between your lot, yeah, thanks.
10% of it, yeah.
You're so generous, all on you. It's fine. Just happy it's turned up.
It's all right. I'll treat you to a pie and chips when I can see you.
Oh. Yeah, I'll meet you at Teleland.
All right. We'll meet there. Mind you, Jesus, can we go somewhere cheaper? Bloody expensive in there.
Yeah, but we'll just proper food. Me and Andy will come down and we'll meet you and John, and if Nathan wants to come. We'll all meet up at Teletubbyland.
The services.
Oh, yeah.
At the services, yeah, Gloucester services. Funny because Leslie's just doing her account thing, yeah. She's found a receipt for Gloucester services. It was like £6.95. So what do we buy? A sausage roll?
Yeah, that was it. Loaf of bread.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah. Because there's a receipt for Trago in there. And something else she said, and she couldn't work out. I think it was the shop near you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she must have bought something from the shop. But yeah, it seems like a blooming lifetime ago.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, it was about a year ago since you were down here, wasn't it? It was just before the lockdown. It was the week before the lockdown you were here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So crap. I wonder if I could still long distance drive in a car. I don't think I can do it anymore. Get out. I just have to be winched out of the car.
So I might take my car for a blast down the dual carriageway tomorrow because it hasn't been anywhere for weeks. It goes round the corner, literally over to the next village to do the post run and comes back. It's as far as it's ever been.
My car's doing about 12 miles a week now, just one day of work.
Yeah.
Just going to work on Friday, and every time I set off the brakes, like... it's just...
That's what mine was actually coming off of the drive to do the post run the other day. It's like proper grinding. Well, obviously I put it away wet and they proper corroded the discs. So I was like, Jesus. I did think about letting Tam take it to work and back, but she'll get to work in half hour.
Yeah.
Normally it takes her an hour. She'll be there in half hour.
Yeah, so I use my car like once a week at the moment. That's it. So weird.
Can't go wrong with a pucker pie.
You're a fan now, aren't you, of pucker
I
pies?
do like pucker pies, yeah. So I just thought they were cheap junk, but they're not. Very nice.
In our chat said he's done 1,900 miles in a month. 45 hours driving in a month.
As I say, normally for the insurance, I put down 1,200 miles for the car because that's what it does a year. But say, definitely not this year. Good job I switched over insurance to a different company where you get your money back if you don't use all your mileage.
So I've got a PCP on my car where I estimated 12,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
Just miles off that. Wow. It's actually helped me get my car back under the mileage. If I wanted to part exit now, I'm back under the mileage.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to do a trip to Devon in about 5 stages over a week.
Matt says, is it ever too cold to airbrush?
I don't know, if you do it inside, it'd be alright.
I think it's not a problem if it's too cold. If it's too hot, it can be. Because your paint just dries really, really quick. Obviously, if you're like, minus 32,
Yeah.
it's freezing as it's coming out your airbrush. That's a problem.
I think it probably can be too cold, yeah.
Depends
Depends how
cold
cold
the model though before it's too cold for the airbrush, I suspect.
Yeah, it's a bit. If your hand is frozen to the model or to your airbrush, it's probably too cold.
touch metal and you stick to it.
Yeah, that's it. You instantly freeze.
I'm starting to get very early signs of spring in my garden.
My God, and he's got a box of matches whilst he's got open glue on his bench and everything. Look, he's got a kicker. He's literally a fire nightmare there.
Fire starter.
Yeah.
Fire nightmare. Health and safety knocking on my door.
Shell.
Shall we?
Did you help him with the shopping?
Hey, I'm not sure it's coming in or going in. Oh, she must be going in because both cars are there, so.
Good. Do, do, do. 12 and 13.
What's happening in chat?
18, 9 and 10. C, C, D, H, B, H, E. Which one do we want? H, E. Very confusing when all the screws, because obviously all the different versions, so what they've done is instead of just having A, B, C and D, they've gone A, B, C, D, H, and then H, A, H, B, H, C, H, E, and done it that way.
Oh my God. This is why you do 72 scale kits, you get 3 runners and that's not. It's like the F16 from Kinetic that had like more screws than you can shake a stick on.
Yeah. It's deeply satisfying when you work your way through and start binning off sprues. That's why I quite like Bandai, because when you're working on big Bandai stuff, each sprue is each area. So as you complete step 1, you throw away a sprue. So as you're making your way through, your sprue count's getting less and less and less. But some other ones, isn't it? You've got that thing where you've got one bit left on it.
Well, we've got a question about Tamiya panel line wash.
Ooh.
You know what it's done before I read the question out, don't you?
No, no, and no.
Isaiah's asking, why is my Tamiya panel line wash staining my painted surface instead of washing off like it should? And I think the answer to that is, I know we're biased, but get some flooring wash. Because that will do what you're expecting it to do, I think.
I think as well with that thing, you need a clear coat, don't you? For it to
Yeah.
wipe off clean. If you've just done it over a matte coat, it will grip like Billy O because it's enamel based.
I think
So-
people think it's, yeah, a lot of people see mine and they just think mine is an enamel as well and it's the same stuff. And I think that's the trouble. Because I had a guy once, and apologies if he is watching this, but he was obviously a bit of an idiot because he had used Tamiya panel line wash over a dead flat coat because he wanted a weathered look and wondered why it just turned his, and he used black and it had just gone black and he couldn't get it off. So I said, you're going to have to respray it. And at that point, he got the answer, well, you don't. And it's like, well, mine's not the same. Mine's clay. I can wash mine off, literally. But
Yeah.
But I think he got a little bit confused. But to be honest with you, he started to take it out on me. And it's like, but I'm not using that product. I've never used that product. I was like, that's it. It's your fault. You owe me a kit.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done it on XF59.
Just because I think John's muted, isn't he? So just answer Michael's question. He's working on a Beriev water bomber for the C6 SIG 1144 Zarezda kit.
Well,
Is it a water bomber? I thought it was just a passenger plane on water.
It's a water bomber.
Oh, is it? I thought it was just a normal plane that's, you know, a
No,
float plane.
well,
Max, I'm going to have to look up the answer to your question about F3 flaps because I'm not sure. Be worth joining the Tornado SIG. There'd be loads of people who probably used to work on F3s and could tell you exactly what colour it was.
Oh, it's not those little things on the front, is it?
It's the recesses underneath the flaps.
Do you want me to get a picture?
I'd say it's that high wear paint that they used on the wing sweeps. But I wouldn't be 100%.
Let me look it up in my reference book.
The Tornado F3 should be the same as any other one I would have thought. I'm guessing it's same colour you're going to use on the wings sweep bit, but so the best thing about the Tornado SIG, it's actually got a lot of people who spent their working life on tornadoes, so they'll tell you in 2 seconds. Probably tell you it's every shade of grey under the sun.
So, wing sweepy bit, what, the rubber bit?
The bit that's under, do you want the flaps deploy? It's the bit that's underneath the flaps.
Oh, right, hold on. Under the flaps. Right, hold on, get in there. Top of the flap, top of the flap, under the flap. Under the flap, that bit. That bit.
Yeah, that's the bit. The bit that's the other bit that disappears when the flaps close. It's the dark grey, isn't it?
So it's just grey.
XF 53, 54-ish.
This is an IDS one, but which versions are you doing?
F3. I can't remember if it's that different.
Oh, right, this is the IDS, but I should imagine it'd be the same.
So I think it's a high wear paint. Because the bit of the wing that goes into the fuselage is a different colour. And I think
Yeah. See, the German one here, they've got, like, it looks like sort of sliders on it. Oh, if I go full screen a sec. I don't know why my button box not working today. Hold on. So you can see it's got these little metal biggies.
Yeah.
Like these strips.
Yeah, doesn't it?
So it looks like that's supposed to help it slide across. Because when you look at it on this one as well, it shows them on here. I think they're like sliders to help it slide across because they've got wear on them, but the paint hasn't. And then the underside, oh, well, it is. Obviously, you can see the top of that strip at the top.
Yeah.
But they don't look like they rub. I think they just go in very nicely.
Well, it looks the same colour as the wing root
Yeah.
section folds into the fuselage to me.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know how they paint them, if they paint them with them all deployed or they go around afterwards. But when you look at the slats and that, as you see, it's all the same colour, isn't it?
yeah.
They don't tend to...
I think it's a high wear paint. Tougher paint. To stop it rubbing off.
What, like hammerite?
Hammerite.
Yeah.
They still do that. You don't hear of Hammerite anymore. Growing up as a kid, we just Hammerited everything.
Andy, do they still do hammerite paint?
I used to Hammerite the seals on my car.
I'm surprised you did say you hammerited your Land Rover or something.
No, I never did that. It was never that bad. But my seals on my Ford Fiesta, that was Hammerited. After they had to weld it up a
Still
bit.
buy Hammerite, yeah. Don't see it advertised as much, do you? It used to be on telly all the time, didn't it?
Used to be everywhere, wasn't it, Hammerite? Hammerite your children. Grandparents.
I think it was like back in the when I started my sort of apprenticeship or whatever, and you used to get like metros and stuff that were hammerited up to the middle of the door.
Yes.
Rotted away, and maestros and cars like that.
Yeah. It was the only thing holding them together.
Literally, it was.
A skin of Hammerite.
Yeah, it literally was.
Well, the thing is when you were young, wasn't it? You used to Hammerite everything. So when it went into an MOT, they couldn't see.
Yep.
Yeah.
That and
A sheet of cardboard hammerited over, yeah.
Yes, that'll do.
or lathered with underseal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a thing for the Beetle, eh? Hammerite and Beetle.
Mm.
treat, sweet treat.
Marty said he hammer-righted his bike. It does work, give it a do. It definitely works.
I must admit, we had an old fence growing up, sort of grew up on a small holding, and we had this fence, and it was the annual coat of Hammerite on it. And to be honest, it was literally, it had rotted inside out. It was just Hammerite. It was this black Hammerite fence we used to have, and every year it got another coat until I'm pretty sure it was just literally hollow, or just, it just rusted away internally. It was just Hammerite sat there.
David's struggling with ghost seams. What are you building?
Don't oversand them.
That's the curse of an aircraft modeller, isn't it?
Yeah, trouble with ghost seams, every time you sand it, you generate heat. And then the heat can actually cause the ghost seaming because the plastic will shrink when the filler will shrink. And then obviously you end up with a bit of a problem.
It's still on his Valiant.
Oh, nice long seams on that thing.
Yeah.
So honestly, what you want to do is get your filler, put a nice good thick bead of it right the way down and give it a couple of days to go off. And then when you sand it with a coarse sander to start with, so you're not getting too hot. So you take away all the material without generating heat. And then it's just a case of coming back in with like a medium and then polish it up afterwards. Same type of technique as I used on the VC10, because that's an awful seam all the way down that. Here, HC. So HC, which one's HC? HB, HD, HF, HC.
Who's that, Andy?
To walk, to run, or she might be for a run.
Taking her daily exercise. E1, E2.
I think we've started something now. They're on about hammer-writing over seams.
Yeah, that's what you need, isn't it? Yeah, get rid of those ghost seams, hammerite them.
Yeah. It'll sound lovely.
That's it. We'll rebottle hammerite. We'll call it seam filler.
Yeah. Ghost seam filler.
Yeah,
Sounds
ghost
like
seam
it.
filler. Available
Sounds
in black, white. What other colours do they do?
Blue. Every colour now, am I right?
Do they do all the colours, do they? I don't know.
Yeah, silver.
Call it primer and filler.
Yeah, primer and filler.
They've thought of that, haven't they?
Might bugger up your sanders.
I tell you, it'd be yeah, sturdy stuff. I say ghost seam filler sounds like some rapper.
That's it. Speaking of which, did little Wayne get out? He was all about getting a pardon, wasn't he?
He was pardoned by.
Trump pardoned him. He's obviously a fan. Still think they should have let Tiger King out.
Joe Exotic.
Could have gone after that Carol Baskin.
You watch too much TV, Phil.
It's like car crash TV. I couldn't stop watching it. I binged it in a single afternoon.
What was you going to say, Andy?
I say, Nathan, you scratch building that.
Yeah, scratch built from plastic card.
Yeah.
He's a man of many talents.
You're doing all the frets and everything.
I will do. I'm gonna, for the frets, I'm just gonna squash up some lead wire.
Then he's going to find a very small person to play it.
Yeah. Primer now, or almost.
Is it to a particular scale, like 1/12 or something, 1/6?
I'm hoping this is printed out at 1/9 scale. If it's not, it's like 1/9 ish. It wasn't too difficult a job because once you've got a 3-view drawing, what is a 2-view? I'm laughing. Cut it out.
Before you string it, get a resin mould of it and
Yeah.
Flog it. I think this is the type of modelling that 3D printing will eventually just kill off, isn't it? Because people sit down in CAD and design it and print it that way.
The guys in chat are saying about like making your own wash and stuff like that with oils. I do that as well. Don't think that, you know, Flory wash is the be all and end all, because it has its place, like most tools and things. Obviously, there's lots of inferior copies of it out there, but you know, for fine detail, you're still better off with an oil wash. And Monday I'll be oil washing the interior of the helicopter because I want it to be more delicate and refined. Yeah, you could do it with like the clay wash, but the clay wash is a big heavy hitter. It's a big statement when that's on. If you want something a bit more subtle, then an oil wash is definitely a way to go.
Right, here's the question of the day from David. Is it too early in the year to start eating Cadbury's cream eggs? Asking for a friend.
No.
Asking for a friend.
I bet you are.
Seriously, my other half's been eating them since the first day they came out, which was like January the 2nd or whatever it was.
Yeah, Boxing Day. They do come out really early, don't they?
Yeah, Tim said I could have 3D printed that in one go, but
I haven't got a 3D printer.
Not quite as challenging, is it?
I mean, I would have done, but I haven't got a 3D printer.
But also, by the time you've worked it all out and printed it, you'd have made it.
I must admit, cutting the shape, all it's the case of doing is printing off 4 or 5 copies of this, gluing the paper to plastic card and cutting it.
Yeah.
The bit that's taking the time tonight, this afternoon rather, is just refining the drawings and seam checking and all that sort of thing. The hardest bit is going to be the decal where it says Hofner. There's no decal. Well, I don't know how I'm going to get Hofner written across there.
Can't you make your own decal?
It's white though. White writing somewhere.
Yeah, you need to mask it and then spray.
Yeah, like a little template and like Phil just said, and spray it.
So this is where it might be easier to do a one-night Paul McCartney and have him holding it again.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to have to pull all that one through, I think.
Has there ever... who asked it? I've lost it. Oh, Martin's asked, have there ever been any kits of guitars? I tell you what, Academy they did a drum kit, either Minicraft or Academy. I don't know which one it was, but there was a drum kit, but I don't know about guitars.
I've seen shops sell miniature guitars. I haven't seen, but they're like pre-built things.
Isn't that like a ukulele?
I was going to say, I was just about to say that. Wouldn't you call that a ukulele?
I don't know. I know there's definitely been a kit that I can remember of a drum kit.
Hasn't Masterbox done
They've done pianos. Actually, do you know what?
Something?
Yes. Yeah, they've done the instruments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they've done the pianos and they've done the instruments, and there is guitars in that in 35th because obviously I was looking and thinking, oh, that's quite good. But I don't think, obviously 35th they're not going to be massive, are they? Let's be fair. Don't know any bigger. Worth the Google, isn't it?
Yeah.
Worth the look. And yeah, Phil's just thought, I think we mentioned this, didn't we, that ICM are bringing out a field toilet.
A field toilet? Oh,
in 35th, yeah, they are. They're lovely, that.
Does it even come with a floater?
It's one for the AK MiG Weathering Brigade, isn't it? They'll be all
It
all
comes
over
with
it.
skid mark brown.
It's like a new 135th thingy of bleach. Or Mr.
Yeah.
Muscle.
Yeah, Domestos.
Mini Op. Hey, Mini Op are bringing that next.
Here's one for you, Nathan. I can't tell. It's got a walnut neck and head. The Hoffner's in gold,
In gold.
which you could print out. But
Is it a McCartney one?
yeah,
Is it? Yeah, but is it from the 60s or the 70s?
no, it's from the
How many strings has it got?
From the 80s?
or
4. 3.
I'm doing it from the rooftop concept.
no, this was his Jubilee edition one.
Oh no, can't have that one then.
Yeah, but it looks cool. If you saw it, you'd say, "Oh yeah, you can do that one." It's got a Union Jack painted on it. Just want to see him struggle doing the Union Jack on it.
God.
Make sure it's the right way up.
Yeah, it could go with the Union Jack that's not going on my E-type.
Still think it'd look
what
good.
I might do. Have a go at scratching the paint off through to the white plastic with a needle. One slip and then you have to respray it and start again though.
Thing is it white
Gonna be a
plastic card underneath, yeah?
Yeah,
Couldn't you do that? Cut through.
I think that's probably what I'm gonna do is get a needle and scratch it through.
Yeah. Because obviously you've got the white plastic card. It's not like you're going to suddenly come through anything else. You probably wouldn't notice.
Yeah. It's the one
How you
bit
going to do the how you going to do the Pearl pick guard?
the pick guard, thankfully Paul McCartney removed it.
Did he?
Yeah, he ripped that off pretty early.
What's a pick guard?
It's a little piece of plastic that stops you scratching the front of your guitar, but any left-handed guitarist is going to take that off straight away.
All the pictures I got here of him they've all got a pick guard has a left hand one, so he's had it.
Yeah. But if you look at the rooftop concert from 1969, it's not on.
Is that the White Album? Or was that earlier?
The White Album was there before. It's literally like the last thing they did as the Beatles,
Alright.
almost to the day. Just stand on a roof and play guitar. It's still got some pearlescent control console, whatever it's called, and a few stickers on it. But
Yeah.
the thing to do next is to spray it, prime it, do all the wood effect, and then start mounting the frets. Afterwards, put all the sort of details on after I've done the wood effect.
Are you doing the frets in metal? In lead?
What I do is just get some really thin lead wire, swap it.
How you doing the wood effects? Are you going to buy some Ushi van der Rosten decals?
Nah, just use oil paints and a brush.
Guess what? It's 4 o'clock, gang, already.
I know. Didn't it go fast?
Hmm.
I'll tell you what, the shows go so much quicker when we're not yapping.
So what's that telling you?
Yeah, that's it.
Less yapping, more modelling.
That's what we should do. We should try a modelling show.
Yeah.
So, yes. Very good.
Are you doing all the fretting layers as well?
Yeah.
Are you going to make a little pick for it?
I might do.
In real pearl?
You can get, I don't know. Well, the mother of pearl bit's going to be a bit tricky, but I think some dry brushing and something will get roughly what I want. So I reckon everyone should have a crack at scratch building. Quite good fun. What's a whittling? It's ready for a primer now.
Did you play with the pick or not?
I doubt it.
We've got a really manky fingernail.
There's some pictures of him with.
Basically, he's all right.
I'm looking at pictures now. There's pictures of him with a pick.
Yeah, there isn't there. Yeah, there's pictures without those also.
I bet that makes your fingers sore, doesn't it?
It can do.
Bass, because you don't really.
Don't you do more plucking with a bass than strumming? Or is that
it?
It's all right. We'll get Alex on. He can answer all these questions. He's a bass.
what did him at a level 42 used to do? He was a bit of a thunderfums, wasn't he?
Slap.
Oh, king, slap it. Slap his bass.
Slapping his bass.
That's what it looked like he used to do, isn't it?
That's quite
What
enough of
about-
that. It's a family show.
Yeah.
I played bass a bit when I was in school, but that's only because the group of us that were there was too many guitarists and there was no bass player. So
But wasn't that the case with McCartney? Is that he didn't want to play bass, did he? He just got figured into it because nobody else would do it, wasn't it?
I think so. But they always said McCartney was a better drummer than Ringo Starr, didn't they? So McCartney could play loads of instruments. But he got lumped with bass because it was that or nothing.
Yeah.
Right, I've got time to do a quick primer.
Yeah, get the aerosol can.
Hurry up, or I'm going to start my jokes about Heather Mills.
No, you're not. No, you are not.
Let's just start with the Model T Ford.
Here we go. Look, John is nearly finished, John. Look.
Yeah.
Hey, he comes on a Saturday afternoon, John. It's like an animal, isn't it? Just,
Yeah. He falls asleep all week, and then you
He
get
does,
him on a
yeah.
Saturday
He comes on
afternoon,
and-
and he's
he
off.
comes on- I tell you what, he comes on an evening, he does bugger all, and then Saturday he's just man possessed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about his how to empty the airbrush into just a takeaway pot filled with some blue paper.
I like the way he sprays into his booth, as you can clearly see from all the overspray on his blue paper.
I sprayed to the booth, so I think it. But yeah, I mean, he must be well off because he just uses levelling thinner for cleaning his airbrush as well.
Yeah, and he's got all that blue paper down. The rest of
That's
us
why I
poor
always do two
mortals are
bottles
just
at a
using
time.
kitchen roll.
I could see a two-fingered salute coming in a minute.
It's all right, Nate's covering his face, luckily, on his screen.
It's
all right. His compressor's that noisy, you can't hear us. It's all right, we're all right.
This Hobby Boss are bringing out 48 Chinook, can't they?
They are, looks good.
And
Peppers and
and the new Hornet. So we'll have to see how the Hobby Boss Echo. It's a thingy one, an Echo as well. The new Meng
Meng.
one. Is it?
yeah,
All right. See how they compare then, eh, Phil? Hmm.
Well, the thing is, the other ones are a little bit long in the tooth now.
Well, yeah, obviously it needed upgrading because it's only like the has a Gauter in it.
Sorry, am I thinking of the wrong one? I'm thinking of the Rebel Italo Reeboks for the Chinook.
48 talking
Oh,
about.
sorry, Chinook. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what we're talking
I
about?
was on about a Hornet, but yeah, the Chinook is they only thought but obviously like Trumpy's got a 72nd and 35th, haven't they? So it's took them a while, hasn't it, to do a 48th one.
Yeah.
So,
I must admit, I will build the Hornet when it comes out, the Superbug. Be interesting to build somebody else's for a change.
I was going to say which one, so because you're going to have the Hobby Boss one now, or the
I'll probably give the Meng one a shout.
yeah.
Because I knowing what Hobby Boss's Hornet is like, I think the Meng one's going to be the nicer of the two. Because it'll be
Right.
crisper, sharper. You know, we were talking about with soft detail. Well, Hobby Boss is soft detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think the Meng stuff tends to be quite nice and crispy.
Crispy.
Hello, Molt. You're too early.
The best one's still the Revel 48th E Hornet.
What, the one where everything's moulded
No,
horrendously?
because I've got one for sale. If anyone wants to buy one, I've got one for sale.
Yeah, coming to an auction.
Yeah, maybe coming to an
Lots of
auction.
aftermarket.
Just mentioning auctions. Obviously, I think we'll do one next month.
Cool.
I don't know when, but we'll do one. Been a while.
In a week or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be quite interesting to put Meng's Super Hornet together, because I've done the Hasegawa one, I've done the Italeri one, I've done the Revel one. So, and the Hasegawa one is the best, but it's not the right one anymore. It's not a current version.
No, the main one's the one in it. I
The
think
main
it's
one's
out now as well, isn't it? It should be here.
Mm.
Yeah, it is in.
Yeah, but I think Ben said obviously they're waiting for it to come in and sooner rather than later. I think he said. If I remember.
Do we have a price for it?
No, I did ask him, didn't I? And he was going to, but now he's off work because he's self-isolated.
Self-isolated, isn't he?
So our man in the know, we'll have to wait till he comes back.
Is this his first isolation, or is he like Keir Starmer? He's been having like 4.
I have no idea. We'll have to ask him next week because he's going to know better than watch us, is he?
This is it.
And grill him. How's painting gone, John?
Yeah, that's it now. That's the white on. I'm happy with it.
What you used?
How you doing, mate?
Well, that's just Mr. Surfacer 1500 white.
Why are you
Like
frozen?
a primer, but I will go over it. It's an MRP white.
Yes.
But
So
yeah,
what
that's all
white?
the seams done and all right.
Now what?
Cool.
You're still waiting. They can't see you. You're slightly off of shot.
If you see a paw,
Yeah, that's it. She stood there like, let's go. Come on. It's either that or she needs a pee. Yeah, there you go. Andy, when's your payday? We'll do it after that then.
yeah. No, it'll be back end of Feb because we've got to get it all
Yeah.
sorted and stuff and that. So
Well, like David said, do it on the 14th.
yeah, well,
Well, let's face it, it's romantic. We won't be going out, so what difference does it make?
yeah.
Yes, buy something for your partner, the love in your life, a nice kit.
yeah. Will any of your kits be going this time, Andy?
Yeah, I think I might thin the stash a bit.
In the stash?
You've all heard that live.
Yeah, did you everyone take notes?
Timestamp that one.
Yeah.
And the Rachel's got a job or not.
That's what it comes down to, really.
Yeah,
isn't
that's it. Depends
To
if
be honest.
she's doing it.
You will be doing it under duress.
Well, look, Amazon have got the RTX 3090s in stock. Two grand. Jesus.
What's that?
Graphics card.
Oh, right. Okay.
They've got 38, is it?
3090s.
Yeah,
But
but they're all
That's the
third-party
3090.
buyers. Yeah, they're all third-party sellers, though, aren't they? And they're not actually sold by Amazon. They're sold by scalpers.
Anyway, it's $2 grand just for the card.
Yeah, I know. But it's the scalpers that just put them up and sell them at more price.
It's disgusting.
Horrendous.
Very underhanded.
Comes after. I need a 3080 for Sam for his birthday. Look.
Just get him a PlayStation 2. I'll be alright with that.
He's got 3, 4
telling you, retro gaming is the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buy
Mine-
Master System.
We upgraded all his computer, you see, for the for a new graphics card, and then you can't get the graphics cards.
And then change your camera angle.
It's all these Bitcoin miners, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
better.
Cool.
We introduce Sam to the delights of 8-bit computer gaming and get him a ZX Spectrum.
I'm sure he'll love it.
I did think about the lock and getting one of the retro game systems down, see if they still work. I fancy a game of Rogue Squadron on the N64.
Stu, I've seen your PM if you're still on. I'll have a look for you and I'll message you back afterwards.
Or on Monday when he's back at work, if you can wait. 'Cause he's technically not working today, so
Whether it's that.
Monday might have to do.
Yes. Oh, hello, Mole. Christ, I forgot you can get through this way now. I've had a clear up under the bench. There she
Can do
comes.
it for me, but I don't want to. I don't want to get told off by Michelle. So
Cool. Right,
Yeah.
should we call it quits there then?
yes,
I think so, yeah.
I think we're all done there. Don't forget, if you do want to watch something whilst we're not around, and obviously you're not a member, you can go over now to the... Hold on, I've lost the thing now. There it is. The YouTube page. Okay, so if you go down in here and then click on step-by-step videos, you can go back in time, back to the 90s and 2000s. And we've got all the classic builds with dodgy jumpers and everything down in there. They're all down in that one as well now. So if you want to spend a few weeks of your life going through that lot, knock yourself out. They're all down there. So you can see those on our YouTube page as well now. So yes, do not eat that. That's important. I need that. Thank you, my little assistant. So yes, so anyway, we'll be back with you on Monday. I'm going to have the first part of the S860B. That will be up on the actual site, and I'll probably get a review done as well. I'll do a few reviews tomorrow, so that'll be up, and then we'll get reviews up with you all week, and then obviously we'll be back with you Tuesday afternoon, if everyone's up for it, whoever's around.
yeah, me and Andy, if we've got our jobs done, we'll be around. I would have thought to help you out.
Yeah, and then obviously we've got the Wednesday show, be the PM show as well. So hopefully we'll get a few things sorted there. And then obviously we'll be with you Thursday night, and then back to you on Friday, and then back here on Saturday. Although next week I might have to have off because the other half's off and she might kill me.
Yeah.
So my testicles might be up here if I say I'm working when she's off. So I won't try that one.
No.
So yes, very good. Anybody else got anything else? Chat, need to talk about? Show, tell, whatever?
No, I think we're all
All good.
good.
Very nice. Well, there we go, guys. A very nice, relaxing afternoon. I've done a lot of clean-up work and sorted out some bits and pieces. So I'll be cracking on with that one next week as well. And then obviously the guys will be back with you throughout the week. So until later, everybody, happy modelling. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Here we